Do you ever get thirsty in that hot, irradiated sun? Well, then we've got the product for you. It's a big can of Shut the Fuck Up. Deal with it. This is the wasteland, you fucking idiot. Cool, you want to start the episode?
Hello, and welcome once again to Atomic Radio Hour, the show that dives into the wreckage that is post-apocalyptia. I'm Vince, and I'm here with my co-host.
And I'm the stealthy boy, Declan.
Declan?
Yes.
Funny you bring up stealth. Because today's piece of lore is about the stealth boy.
You see, I wasn't even aware of that. I was just really sneaking around people's apartments this weekend and just being as sneaky as possible.
Were you grabbing people's underwear out of their drawers?
No, I was...
Why not? Why not?
Because I was too busy stealing their social security numbers.
Okay, real talk. If someone stole your social security number and somebody stole all of your underwear, which one do you think you take care of first?
All right, are we talking about every single pair of underwear?
Every single pair of underwear. Every pair of underwear you own.
I mean, I guess I would go freeballing and find my fucking social.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean...
Is this making it into the show?
Yeah, I think I'd find the underwear. I think I'd go buy a pair of underwear. Like, I'd be like, fuck it, they can have the underwear, but I would need the underwear first before I find the social. To be completely honest. If you steal my social, you got like 8 hours to get away with it, because I'm not having clean underwear.
But like, at the same time, I would treat it like a first 48 kind of thing, where I'm like, I need to find the data. I'll just honestly wear like pajama pants. Until
really?
Then.
Dude, you'd wear pajama pants with no fucking underwear on? What is it, Eggplant Wednesday? What are you, crazy?
Give people what they want.
Son, no way. No way, not even Rambo would go that commando.
I've grown quite confident in recent days and years.
Really?
No. I'm just shameless.
So the Stealth Boy.
Yeah.
The Stealth Boy was made by Robco. It's a personal stealth device worn on the wrist. This is directly from the wiki. It says, generates a modular field that transmits the reflecting light from each side of the object to the other, making the barrier almost invisible to the untrained eye.
So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. It was made by a man named Robert Mayflower, based on a captured Chinese, and I'm gonna butcher this, Chinese Higuai stealth suit, so a Chinese stealth armor, John. The Stealth Boy is more powerful and capable of projecting an even more powerful stealth shield. That's directly from the wiki, so you know it's kosher.
Yeah, and like from my personal experiences, I remember that like having the stealth armor was great and all, but just popping a Stealth Boy was like foolproof.
I never used Stealth Boys.
See, in New Vegas, I played a stealth sniper build for one of my first builds.
Oh, look at you.
So I was like, ooh, a Stealth Boy? Let me just eat that shit up.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember using them occasionally in 3. I didn't really use them that much in New Vegas. And 4, it took me like halfway through my main playthrough before I even found 1.
I don't think I've ever used one in 4.
Really?
Yeah.
They suck in 4. They only last like, I think at most 30 or 40 seconds, where in 3 in New Vegas they last like a minute plus.
Huh.
So after the Great War, the main proprietor of the Stealth Boy was the Nightkin.
I remember getting a whole lot of them from them.
There's the Repcon factory that has the rockets that there's a bunch of them in.
Oh, yo, that factory's so cool. It's like one of my favorite places in New Vegas.
How do you feel about that quest line?
About the, what's his name?
Come fly away with me.
Yeah, but what's the name of the guy? It's like James something.
Who?
The glowing ghoul man.
I don't remember his name, but...
Oh, I think it's like James something.
Oh, it's Jason Blight.
Jason Blight. Or Bright.
Yeah, Jason Bright. And it's a play on fucking radiation.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like that quest. Like, I do it... Every time I play New Vegas, I play it. And I do try to do it different every time, but it usually just ends up with me sending them to the moon.
Yeah. Because there's the one science check that's like way too advanced for your level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
I remember, like, before I go, I'm like, all right, I need to train a little bit of science and get as many, like, of the books as I can.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I know that quest by, like, the back of my hand.
I know it by the back of my hand because I thought it was a main quest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, like, I remember my friend, I call him TiVo. My friend TiVo, he'd never played Fallout. I was like, dude, you have to play it. Like, it's the greatest game ever made. And he's like, all right, whatever. If I get my hands on a copy, I'll try it. And I think he went to GameStop and bought a used copy in New Vegas. And he's like, I have no clue what I'm doing. And I was like, step aside. I'll show you what to do. And, like, I could power through the first heavy chunk of the game. And I showed him how to get, like, the Rat Slayer right away.
Yo,
and
the Rat Slayer.
Yeah, remember the Rat Slayer?
Oh,
You're good.
The Rat Slayer is freaking dope. It's like one of those things you need to get in the beginning because it's just going to help like so much.
It's a really good weapon, and it's not even like a good weapon. Like, it's a good weapon, but it's like... If I found that at a lower level, I'd be upset. I'd be like, oh. But like, when you find it early on, you're like, yo, this is fucking tight.
Yeah, like, it's kind of worthless later on because there's so much better shit. But
yeah,
in the beginning, it's like a godsend.
Yeah. But I would always show him, like, all right, and I wanted to show him, like, how wacky and crazy the world can be.
Did you take Wild Wasteland?
Oh, I take that all the time.
I love
I'd be
Wild
playing the
Wasteland.
most serious character. I'm picking that perk, that trait. But I was like, yeah, I can fucking blast her through, like, the first hour, 2 hours of the game, and I would get him there and be like, all right, do this quest. And he'd be like, I don't understand what's going on. And I think he gave up after that. He never really liked them. I told him try 4 because he'd probably like that because it's more of like a shooty run and kill.
Yeah.
But prolonged exposure to the Stealth Boy can cause anxiety, paranoia, mood swings, schizophrenia, and dementia.
Well, that sounds delicious.
But it's not super common in humans.
Oh.
It takes a very, very, very long time for a human to develop these symptoms. That's why with Nightkin, they take Stealth Boys, and it's only like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and they develop these symptoms.
That's why the Nightkin are just batshit crazy.
Yeah, it totally reworks their brain chemistry.
Huh. I never knew that.
Yeah. All Nightkins use it, and the Nightkins, which I should have elaborated on earlier, but I didn't, are the elite soldiers of the Master.
In New Vegas, they're blue.
Yeah, I think they're blue in the originals as well. If they're like a darker shade.
Yeah, they're distinguished.
All symptoms vary, but the most common is developing an imaginary companion or 2 sorts of personalities. Remember in the one DLC, there's Dog and God?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the number one example. They had a bunch of other, like Lily's like, she thinks you're her daughter or something.
Yeah.
Knight can actually become addicted to the Stealth Boy and go through withdrawals. They get aggressive, short-tempered, and fearful of being seen.
Just like, don't like to be seen.
They think that people are going to see them, and they're like, no, don't look at me.
Huh.
Like, just a general, like, what's the agoraphobia, where you're, like, afraid to go outside?
I'm unfamiliar.
I think that's what it's called. I was watching a video once about how the vaults really wouldn't work in like a real life scenario because you'd be so, after so many years, you'd be so inbred and you'd be so agoraphobic. If I'm using the right type of, I guess, mental disorder,
or just like degradation, maybe.
I'm not sure. I don't want Tumblr getting all on my ass because I don't know the right verbiage or adjectivage, which is totally a word. But it would be like, you'd be afraid of open spaces, and you'd be afraid of people seeing you because you're so sheltered. A lot of people, like, you weren't there. I think I was hanging out with your sister and your parents, and we were watching like a Lifetime movie about a girl who was abducted and lived in this guy's basement for like years. And I'm pretty sure she developed, if it's agoraphobia, which I could be totally wrong. Again, I'm sorry if I am. She had like agoraphobia because she was so used to being in the basement that she got outside and like she'd be in like Walmart with her captor, and she'd be like, I don't like that the aisles are open.
Huh.
So because people for generations had lived down there, it would have totally like ruined their understanding of being like, when you leave the vault, the first thing you see is this big wide open landscape.
Oh,
you
what
should
the
really
fuck?
be like, what the fuck is going on?
There's open?
Yeah, or sun exists. It's not an LED that can go out every so many years.
Shit. By the way,
So-
it is agoraphobia.
Is
You're
it
very-
agoraphobia? Cool.
You're very good on your phobias.
Yeah, you know what? When you're afraid of everything, I thought I was right. So take that, internet.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to talk about. I've been a little vocal on it about how Bethesda has been like retconning things, and I was thinking about it. My introduction to the Fallout universe was Fallout 3, right?
Yeah.
I really
Of
don't
course.
have a right to get upset about retconning things because they retconned a ton of shit for Fallout 3. So that just seems canon to me. But when I go back and like look at all the shit that 1 and 2 had done and that they had changed, I don't get upset because that's not where I started. So
It's very much a personal bias.
yeah. So I've realized this, and I kind of want to dial back my dickheadedness about how I'm like, everything has to be canon, everything has to be the same, nothing can change. So what I'm saying is I'm growing, I'm becoming a better person.
A better podcast
Hopefully.
host.
Hopefully. But what I wanted to talk about with the whole retconning thing is that Fallout 1, like I said it earlier, it said that the stealth boy is worn around the wrist. Now, if you see a stealth boy in Fallout 3, I didn't think that at all. I thought it went on top of the Pip-Boy, like it went on the screen.
Yeah, it looks like a peripheral.
Like it would fit. Yeah, like it looks like, you ever see those old Game Boy attachments?
Yeah, like the Game Boy like printer.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that, but yeah, I was thinking like they have the button press thing and like the screen and then like the battery pack. Like I thought it was like that.
Yeah.
Like it's like these a la carte things that you throw on it. It says that it's like a watch in Fallout 1.
Well, maybe it was I feel like the inspiration in Fallout 1, like they were kind of setting the stage for like they could have done whatever they want. It was their roadhouse or their wheelhouse. So they were probably like, "Ooh, let's do like a James Bond type thing, like a little watch. You hit the button and you go invisible."
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is Fallout 1 had that, and then it didn't say that they were in Fallout 2. Like on the wiki, they most likely could have been. I'm still playing through Fallout 1. I'm kind of taking my time.
Yeah, cherishing the journey.
Yeah, and I'm not, and I just got past like the time constraint part, so I'm still kind of, and I've also been super busy. But like I haven't played Fallout 2 yet, but apparently they might not be in Fallout 2.
I wonder why. If they aren't, I wonder why they wouldn't be.
Maybe because at the end of Fallout 1 you take out the master,
And then
So
like
maybe
the
all
main
the-
source of them is just gone.
Well, maybe because the number one people that were taking them were Nightkin. So like, who else is gonna take them if the Nightkin aren't around? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know. I'm just saying I thought it was kind of odd. But in Fallout 3 they have the it's like the same thing, but it doesn't look like there's a strap on the bottom to make it a wrist or make it a watch, like a wristwatch. And then Fallout 4, did you ever find one in Fallout 4?
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of them. I usually just sell them because they're pretty valuable.
They look like a Vietnam era, like they don't look like what I would picture them to be. Like they look like something that you would hold on your waist and you'd like press a button and you'd go invisible.
Yeah, like I kind of like that design of it. It's kind of like this big, like bulky contraption.
Yeah, I do and I don't. I like it because it's like, oh, this goes invisible, but it's a juxtaposition because it's so massive. And that's kind of what like Fallout kind of is.
Yeah.
In a weird way, is like a huge juxtaposition, but like at the same time, how does that work? Like I want a real life application of how that works.
But like the one from Fallout 3 in New Vegas, it's big though.
No, it's big, but that's what I thought it was like the size of the screen on your Pip-Boy. I thought it fit on, which doesn't make sense because you could whip out your Pip-Boy and look at it, but that's just, I don't know, that's just what I always thought.
I mean, I always kind of figured like its size is about like volleyball in diameter.
Really?
That's how I visualize it. It looks like some kind of
Really?
clunky thing that you would like hold and then activate. So I've always pictured it like a volleyball size in diameter,
Okay.
and like it was just kind of this clunky thing you held onto and just like activated.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It just like seemed like something that was big and unruly, like kind of like typewriter-y sized.
Well, you know what I always thought? That makes sense, a typewriter.
Yeah.
But you know
So,
what
like,
I always thought?
I thought it was like a welcome addition to see it in that like nice little like convenient box in Fallout 4.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I always thought the Pip-Boy literally fit everything in it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm like not always, but like when I first played Fallout, I thought that your Pip-Boy had something on it that like materialized things into it.
Like Borderlands-ish?
Kind of?
How like it like Digistructs?
Yeah, kind of. And I remember I was talking to Steve and we were like walking around after school one day, and I was like, "Oh, not everything fits in your Pip-Boy?" He's like, "No." He's like, "You're wearing like a backpack." I'm like, "No, you're not." He's like, "Well, I mean, theater of the mind." And I was like, "I guess."
Yeah, it's just a convenient file management system in the end.
Well, did you see the new Red Dead? The trailer for the new Red Dead?
No, I have not. I've been trying to keep myself Red Dead trailer free.
Son, I had to. I don't like watching trailers, but I had to. I think you're only allowed to carry like 2 weapons on you at a time. I'm so excited for that.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Like
Restraints are what make games fun by design.
Yeah. Yeah. You can carry a pistol, no doubt, and then you can carry one thing on your back.
So wait, you're saying that you can carry a big iron on your hip?
Yeah, I plan on doing that. Just that. The biggest of irons.
Can you choose to have like two pistols instead of having a shotgun or like a rifle?
I could see you doing 2 pistols and then a rifle or shotgun.
That would make a lot of sense.
But
or like even like
horse,
a pistol, a sawed-off, and like a hunting rifle.
That might be pushing it, but yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
But like, apparently your horse, like, did you play Red Dead 1?
I did not.
Red Dead 1, you had like a wheel of weapons.
That
Trying to
like,
think of
you
another
just
game that
select
has
from,
wheels.
like from your inventory.
Yeah. Like you'd hit like L1 and it would be like, here's your categories of where things are. But now, and your horse was just like, okay, this is a horse and I can get a better horse, and if it dies I'll buy another one, right?
Yeah.
This one, apparently your horse you like grow a bond with, and like
that's so cool.
Yeah, it acclimates to you, and it's like, oh,
does it like carry your extra stuff for you?
You can have it carry extra weapons.
That's so awesome. So like if your horse dies, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, now I gotta raise the relationship of another horse. It's like breaking up with somebody.
Yeah, but they took all of your stuff to the grave.
They took the kids. It's just and like also in the first one, like if you killed an animal, like you could go hunting, right? Like that was a part of the game that you could do, is just go out and go hunting. So like you can go to Mexico, and only in Mexico are say jaguars, right?
Yeah.
But if you go to the northeast part of the map, which is like Northern California, there's grizzly bears and cougars.
Okay. So that's kind of cool, like location-based stuff.
So you could kill a grizzly in the town's called Blackwater. You can kill a grizzly in Blackwater and take it down to Mexico and sell it and get even more money because it's like a foreign thing. Like it's worth more.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's an export.
That's cool.
Yeah. So like the horse carries all your shit, right?
Yeah.
So when you go hunting, if you kill an elk or a deer or something, it's not like, oh, let me just, because you would just skin it right there and there would just be a skinned carcass laying on the road. Now you like tie the carcass of a deer to your horse and take it back to your camp.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and since you're part of a gang, you're part of the Vanderlyn gang, which I've been replaying this what was this weekend? Memorial weekend? Labor Day weekend? Labor Day, so no one's allowed to wear white anymore. I
literally wore white today out of defiance.
Did you really?
Yes.
I don't think I wore anything white. I don't really own anything white, but I was playing Red Dead over the weekend. I had a 3-day weekend. I haven't had a 3-day weekend since Nam, and I was like, you know what? I'm doing nothing. I'm doing absolutely nothing. And my brother has an Xbox One, and Red Dead's backwards compatible on it.
So you still had your Xbox 360 version.
Yep, and I just fucking sat in front of the TV for 3 days and did nothing but play Red Dead.
Awesome.
And it was the nicest way to just fucking turn my brain off. The nicest way.
Sometimes you just need that.
Yeah, I didn't beat it, but I'm at like the end of the game, and I'm like, oh my god, like I can feel it coming.
I can feel the Red Dead 2 coming.
But that you play John Marston in that one. This one you play as a guy named Arthur Morgan. You play as a man named Arthur Morgan, who's a higher up member of the Vanderlyn gang.
Okay.
And yeah, so you meet like all the gang members you met from the first game, but you get to see like more of who they were and who they are and why they did what they did.
That's
because
kind of
it's
cool.
super ambiguous in the first one.
Just kind of like, oh, this one guy, he's a big tough man.
Yeah, he's like, he shows up a little bit, has a couple voice lines, and then he's gone. So
But now they have like depth.
yes,
That's
and
neat.
now it's like you're seeing how this gang operated. So they're being run out of places because they're a gang. So your camp is constantly moving. So you have to like improve relations with your gang.
I mean,
So
that,
like they'll
in essence, kind of is how 76 camps are going to be, right? If you think
maybe,
about it.
maybe. The only thing that sucks is like, it's like Fallout keeps getting snubbed for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Fallout 4 got snubbed by The Witcher.
Which, like, that's like The Witcher 3 is a fantastic game.
Have you played it?
I haven't finished it, but I've played a
Have
little
you
chunk of
really?
it. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Wow. I haven't played it because I'm you know how I am. I'm a story person.
Yeah.
I want to know what The Witcher 1 and 2 had to do. Like, I want to know what that's about.
Oh, so you just won't do it until you play the first ones?
Yeah, like I have to play the which I mean might sound stupid because my
You
first
haven't played
was
Fallout 1 or
3.
2.
No, I've played Fallout 1 and I've played 30 minutes of Fallout 2. But still, I know I'm an idiot. But that was before I had an appreciation for storytelling in games. That's before I realized that the reason why I play video games is to be told a story, not to just turn my brain off and go shooty, shooty, kill, kill, die.
You know, like you did this last weekend.
Yeah, but that was only because I already knew the story of Red Dead,
That was
I think.
different shooty, shooty, kill, die.
Well, it is and it isn't. Fuck you,
I know,
alright?
I'm just roasting you.
But I think, like, okay, as of this recording, I'm a little behind the curtain. It's 9/4/2018. This Friday, the new Spider-Man game comes out, and I'm only excited for 3 games this year, and it's Spider-Man, Red Dead 2, and 76. And I get a new game a month, the way I'm looking at it. So my brother and I are going to the midnight release for Spider-Man.
Oh, are you? That's going to be fun.
Yeah. I have a Spider-Man hat I'm going to wear. He's super excited. Dude, he comes
Cool.
home from school, and all we watch is Spider-Man videos. He'll watch, like, clips from the movies and, like, footage from old games, and he'll watch the E3 footage
That's
again.
awesome.
Yeah. And, like, I've taken him to the No Man's Sky midnight release, but we didn't play that together, and I didn't play that because it was fucking miserable. And
Well,
I
now
took
it's
him to-
apparently really good.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't want to be that guy, but I already feel like I was snubbed.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, okay, if you had to call a plumber to your house, and he's like, all right, that'll be fucking $800, everything's fixed, and the second he left, the pipes kept leaking, and then every time you called him, he didn't answer, you'd never call him again. You don't care if he had a wrench that made it so your groceries would always get put away or some shit. I don't know, fuck you. But, like, you would never call him, ever. You know what I mean?
I suppose. I mean...
That made sense, right?
I-
I'm not insane.
I mean, a little. I bought No Man's Sky. I pre-ordered it, actually. And I never watched any of the trailers for it at all. So, like, when I played it, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
See, I did the same.
So, like, it did kind of lack depth. But now that it, like, has it, I'm more inclined to go back to it if I have free time. Like, I probably wouldn't have gone back to it if they hadn't have updated it. And now that they have, like I said, I'll probably go back to it.
I mean, I might go back to it just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sink 30, 40, 50, 60 hours into it. It's going to be,
yeah.
this was a meme, and then I'm done. Well, let me ask you this. How do you feel about trailers in general? Because I try to avoid them like the plague.
I think trailers are meant to sell a product.
No, I know, but I'm saying not as from like a I need to sell a product standpoint. I'm saying from the standpoint of I want to say a hardcore consumer.
Let me get to my thing.
All right.
They're
don't
meant
yell at me.
to sell a product by giving you just enough for you to get your wheels turning about what's possible.
Okay.
And not necessarily show you everything that is or isn't possible, but enough to get you thinking about it, and that is what generates, like, gamer hype.
Yeah.
Like, remember the time where you literally burst into my classroom and said, Fallout 4's here? That
Okay,
was...
we should tell that story. We should tell that story.
We should. Do you want to do that on a separate time?
No, I think we should tell it here.
Or do you want me, after I make my point, we can tell it?
All right, yeah.
But,
I forgot about that.
When you came in and said, it's here, you had already watched it once. So
I might have watched it twice.
And that trailer gave you just enough for you to think what's possible in this new setting.
Yeah, I remember busting and being like, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. It could be here, it could be there. I was like, it might be in DC again. But also, that's something that I'm very well invested in. I'm as invested as to the point where I have a fucking podcast about it.
Yeah, I mean,
You understand what I'm saying?
true.
Like,
But like,
I'm invested for Red Dead because I was such a big fan of the first one. I'm invested in the new Spider-Man game because Spider-Man was like
the original, yeah.
the first. I don't want to say it was the first movie. It wasn't the first movie I ever went to, but it was the first super. Wait, what year did that come out? Like 2002?
The Tobey Maguire one?
Yeah.
2002
No,
sounds
that definitely wasn't the first
ballpark.
movie I've ever been to, but it was this first superhero movie that I'd ever seen. It was my real like introduction to superheroes. So I hold like a soft spot, and I'm like my parents took me. You know what I mean?
It
like,
was 2002.
Really?
Yep. You're
But
on
like
the
I
ball
just hold. Look at me. I just have a really soft spot in my heart for Spider-Man, and he's a super relatable character. He's a kid with problems. He's not a billionaire alcoholic.
Yeah.
Or he's not a billionaire with dead parents,
Yeah.
or he's not the god of thunder. You know what I mean? Like he's a kid, and he's
Like,
like,
he's just a dude.
He's like, I have a math test tomorrow. Mary Jane won't call me back, and I have to save Manhattan.
Yeah. On a
And I live
basically
in
daily basis.
And I live in Queens. That's an hour commute. Like, you know what
Not
I
by
mean?
web though.
No, there's no way. Like, see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I see
Like,
what you're saying.
apparently, in the new Spider-Man game, you can go from borough to borough, and you like take the subway.
That's fucking awesome.
You can go to Manhattan and play basketball with kids at the park.
No way.
Yeah, like I saw. Apparently, some people got like a review copy or a demo or something early, and the NDA on it, because they were releasing pictures, was just don't show any story, but show like screenshots from the game.
Do you see Puddlegate?
Yeah, don't even get me started. I want to talk about that later. Save that in the back of your mind. But
Okay.
somebody said, fuck 2K, I'm never buying another basketball game. This is where I'm playing basketball from now on. Think how cool that's going to be to like spider dunk and like web bomb and shit on people. Like, and you
Yeah.
know, if they wrote Spider-Man right, it's going to be nothing but references to NBA Jam, the NES game, the SNES game. You know, it's going to be like, he's on fire, or whatever the fuck. I only played it like twice, but I'm invested in that. That's not like, okay, remember Horizons?
I never played it, but you did.
Yeah, Horizons was a pretty good game. It was all right. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like it was the greatest shit ever. It was pretty good. But I watched the one trailer and I was like, okay, I could get into this, but I wasn't super into it because of the trailer. Like I've never been hyped over a trailer. Like okay,
Yeah.
here's another example. Movie trailers. Like I try not to watch movie trailers either, just because I know what I already like to an extent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you know your tastes, your general interests.
Yeah,
Like I'm a
when-
sucker for fantasy.
Yes. Okay. And you were a Harry Potter kid growing up, right?
Yep.
So if you saw a Harry Potter trailer, or if you heard they were making a new Harry Potter movie, and you watched the trailer, you'd be like, I love it already.
Basically, yeah.
That's why Rotten Tomatoes like fails, because not that it fails, but like it's all the reviews. You'll see reviews for the new Avengers movie before the Avenger movie even comes out. It's like, oh, it's already got a 98% fresh. How?
Yeah.
The only
Like-
people that have seen it are the directors and Disney.
Yeah, basically.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you're not wrong.
So, like when the new Godzilla movies were coming out, when they did the one with Bryan Cranston,
Yeah.
I love Godzilla. I'm already on board. Like, I understand why they make trailers, because there's people not like me that are like, all right, maybe I'll see that. But I don't think that I've ever seen... Nope, I lie. I just saw the Happy Time Murders, and that was one that I said, I like puppets. Well, no, I'm invested. See what I mean? I've
Yeah,
never
like,
really
you're
seen a
slightly
movie...
invested, and that investment is like what they want.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that trailers, because there's people that'll see a trailer and go, yeah, I'm in. You know what I mean? Okay,
Yeah.
No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky's E3 trailer, I saw it and went, I'm in. Horizons, I'm in. Like, but I've never been ecstatic over a game because of it. You understand what I'm
Really?
trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I just like can't.
You don't agree
relate.
with it?
I just
yeah,
can't relate.
Yeah. I'm just trying to give another perspective. I'm just trying to put my point out there. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'll see a trailer and I'm just like, I'm in.
Really?
Yeah, like and I'm a sucker for like ARGs and
Or like
and,
what is an ARG?
like an augmented reality game. So
Okay,
like,
cool.
Like when
okay.
when Overwatch would do the things for like releasing heroes, that's like they do like their campaigns and like set up like those websites, kind of like remember when the fake Fallout thing was happening. 2277. What was it?
No, 22.99
or 22.99. Like that kind of shit. I eat that up.
Don't bring that up.
Sorry.
You know what? You know what makes me sad about that?
What?
That could have been a better Fallout game.
Ooh.
Just because of
those are
how
fighting words, though.
You know what? I know, and I give Fallout 4 a lot of shit, and it's mostly because, and I'm not saying Fallout 4 isn't a good game. What I'm saying is, like, I'm watching a lot of Austin Horrigan's videos on it, and he makes a lot of very valid points. Like, they were just all over the place. They wanted to be a builder, they wanted to be a crafter, they wanted to be a survival game, they wanted to be a first-person action RPG. They didn't focus on what made Fallout 3 great, and it was the atmosphere. Don't get me wrong, the atmosphere of Fallout 4 is great, but it feels very segmented. It feels like this is the Wasteland, this is a raider camp, this is the Institute, this is the Brotherhood. Where Fallout 3 felt segmented, but it felt segmented because the Brotherhood was shielding themselves from the outside.
So you're saying that it felt segmented, that Fallout 4 felt segmented by design, but Fallout 3 felt segmented by narrative. Right?
Yeah, because it just seemed like instead of saying let's focus on the story, let's focus on the gameplay, let's focus on like the big three things, they kind of focused on everything at once. So like they can make a good story. They can make a very, very, very good story, right? I think Fallout 3 has a pretty decent story. But don't forget, the ending of Fallout 4 is kind of just the ending of Fallout 3, depending on whose side you pick.
I suppose.
You know what I mean? I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not a good game, but when it's something you love, you should be able to critique it.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Okay, so you see where I'm coming from.
Yeah, like you should be able to weigh in on it in not critical, but
everybody's critical.
I'm trying to come up with the word. Like
you should look at it in a critical sense, but you shouldn't look at it at a hating sense.
Yeah, you shouldn't hate it because
you shouldn't look at it in a negative
like.
sense.
Yeah.
Like that's why I think people are already prejudging.
No, wait, I remember the term. It's critique, not criticism. You should be able to critique something.
Yes.
But like just saying, "Oh, I don't like it because it's bad." That's just criticism. That's not adding to the conversation.
If you told me that they were going to remake Fallout 3 with everything from Fallout 4, like the graphics, the way the guns handle, the crafting system, I'm on board. I'm on board 110%. Because they already perfected the story with 3. In my opinion, they already perfected the story with 3, right? Now they perfected all these other elements of the game that needed perfection. Maybe perfection's the wrong
Needed
word.
work.
But needed work. So now weapons feel better. I don't feel like I'm shooting on a grid. I feel like I'm shooting in a 3D environment. I don't feel like I'm just picking up pieces that are miscellaneous pieces around the world that I can sell, like a carton of cigarettes or a toy car. Because I can only really use the toy car, a paint gun, a piece of wood, and syringe or surgical tubing and make the dart gun, right?
Yeah.
But now I could pick up the toy gun and make half of a scope, or I can make a stock for a gun, or I can make XYZ. So like
those mechanics are super tight.
Like, and it makes the world interesting. It gives everything real world value. It makes the world something that I want to inhabit, and I want to look at every nook and cranny.
But at the same time, can I kind of put you on blast for a minute?
Sure.
If they remade Fallout 3, you would do the Omega Ruby thing to it, where you will pick it apart for every reason it's not the original.
Yes and no. I agree with you and I disagree with you.
Because you hated the Omega and Alpha Pokemon games because they weren't the original.
No, I didn't hate them. Yes. I didn't like them because they weren't the original, because Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and in my defense, I'd never played the original Gold and Silver. My first Pokemon was Ruby Sapphire, right? But
and
someone said
mine
to me,
was Ruby and Emerald.
Okay, well, I was just saying, okay, yeah. I had never played them, but once I had played them, I went back and played, like, a few hours of Gold. Someone had given me a copy of Gold, right? And this is in high school when, like, everyone, I don't know if, like, everyone does this, but we went through, like, a Pokemon phase where, like, everyone got back into Pokemon.
Like, everyone.
Like, everybody was into it. Like, especially boys. If you were into Pokemon back in the day, there was just, like, everybody found their SPs and their old cartridges, and we just got into it again.
Yeah, that was kind of predating the Pokemon Go hype, too.
Yeah. Wow,
There's just and that, like, retro readoption really led into Pokemon Go, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, but. I didn't like it because even though when I first played Ruby and Sapphire, I didn't read the dialogue that was going on.
Because you were young.
Yeah, I was a kid. I just kept going. I was A button, whatever. When I played Ruby and Sapphire, the remakes, I knew it wasn't the same dialogue. Like, I remember trying to I know because I played Emerald. I played Emerald again. Someone gave me a copy. You know how much Emerald costs?
Right now?
Emerald, like,
It's like
in shit condition.
if you want to get one right now.
Really? I thought it was more.
Is it more?
A box copy's like $120.
Oh, a box copy. I thought we were talking about
No,
just
but
cards.
like a used copy, like GameStop when they were selling Game Boy games had it for like $35.
There's a mom and pop place up here in Rochester that I went into the other day.
Yeah.
Because like I was waiting for my phone to get fixed and I had like 3 hours to burn.
Yeah.
So I went in and I was like, all right, I want to look at all the Pokemon games of the different varieties.
Yeah.
And I stumbled over to the Game Boy games and Emerald. They had Emerald, Fire, Red, and Leaf Green, and they were like $20 to $30 a piece.
Yeah.
And the DS games, Platinum and Pearl and Heart Gold Soul Silver, they were like 24 to 40. Like Pokemon games never lose their value. They goddamn
Oh my
never
God.
lose their value.
I mean, they lose a little value.
Yeah, but they don't. Like,
No, but
every
they
other
retain a lot.
game surrounding them in the case was like
$1, $2.
couple cents to $3.
Yeah. No, but like, I had played Ruby and I didn't finish it. I think I got to like the 4th or 5th gym.
I love Emerald and Ruby.
Or I'm sorry,
Fucking
Emerald.
amazing.
I was replaying Emerald. And like, I knew this wasn't the original dialogue. They had added characters that like don't get me wrong, Heart Gold and Soul Silver added significant new things to it, but it didn't feel new. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it felt like it belonged there. Like when you meet the guy in Ruby and the remake of Ruby and Sapphire who like teaches you how to make secret bases, I was like, this didn't fucking happen. I don't remember this happening.
But at the same time, it was like a different medium. Like we could argue about this all day because we have.
Yeah. No, and like I wanted to love them, but they just didn't feel the same. Like, did you see the footage that Bethesda told them to take down, that they had to stop working on the mod? That was a total conversion mod for 4 that turned it into 3.
Yeah, I did see that.
Did you see how good that looked?
It did. It looked fantastic.
Like, just do that. Like, I know that's like, oh, that's easy. Like, not like, oh, you make it sound easy when it's not, but like, that's all I want.
Yeah. Like if you could like Thanos snap something into existence, it would be Fallout 3 remastered.
Yes, it'd be Fallout 3 remastered. You don't even have to put in the crafting of weapons. Just give me fucking that. I don't have to buy another game for a while. I can sink another fucking 41 days into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
about
just
41 days, I'd say. Yeah.
1,000 hours is 41 days.
Yeah.
And I know I have over 1,000 hours. I don't talk to women. I just think that it would be. I would critique it. I would critique it because I would probably critique it on, okay, this glitch still exists. Why? You're remaking the entire game. Don't just give it a fresh coat of paint. Give it a fucking tune-up.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Because that's what happened with Skyrim. Skyrim, all of the same
Skyrim
glitches
SE,
are there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Skyrim SE is literally just a fresh coat of paint, though.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And I don't even know if it's in 4K.
I don't think it's in 4K, but it did set up the framework for running it in VR, though.
Which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
VR is great. I love VR. VR, come on the podcast. But like, I don't know. I just I think we should talk about the story of how I told you about Fallout 4.
Yeah, let's go for it.
So I was in this class. We had a really cool teacher. It was actually a friend of mine's dad. And I was waiting. And like they put a countdown up, much like they did with 76. And I was like,
it was
this
on
is
the
it.
stream, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is it. This is my reason to live for a little while. I remember having my phone. I had like a Samsung Galaxy S4, right, with a pink case. And
I
you remember that phone? And it was red. The phone was red, but the case was pink.
The phone was red. It was an OtterBox that had the white undertone and the pink rubber.
Yeah. And you know why I bought that case?
Why?
I went to a Best Buy and they didn't have black, and I was like, I don't care.
So you just got the pink one?
I was like, I'll just get the pink one. I like pink anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there watching it and like watching the countdown, and it hits 0, right? And nothing happens, and it starts counting up. Or, yeah, it's like -1, -2, -3 seconds, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going, what the fuck? And I got the volume all the way max, and this kid sitting next to me, his name is James. All of a sudden, he starts playing something. I go, what are you watching? He goes, the new trailer. And I go, new trailer for what? And I'm watching this dog walk through a house. And I thought it was the new Call of Duty at first, because the new Call of Duty had a dog in it.
Yeah.
And he was a big Call of Duty kid. He bought every new Duty when it came out. So he goes, no, dude, it's the trailer for Fallout. I ripped the phone out of his hand. Didn't even ask. Just rip it out of his hand. And I pulled the screen like 3 inches from my face and maxed the volume out. And they start playing the ink spots, like they always do.
Always.
Well...
Or at least the dun dun.
Not
dun,
for 2.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Fallout 2 had Louis Armstrong, but whatever. And I'm watching this, and the teacher comes over and goes, hey, what's with the oldies? And I've known this man since I was like 4. All right? This was one of my best friends growing up's dad. I didn't even look at him. I didn't acknowledge his existence. I kept watching. And I was like, and I'm watching it, and then like everything's going on, and they're showing Bunker Hill, they're showing the Pridwin, they're showing the ship. What's that ship that the robots are on?
It's out of my brain. It's gone forever.
Well, if we remember,
USS Constitution.
The Constitution. They're showing that, and then it shows the Sole Survivor, and it goes, "Let's go, pal," and it just says Fallout 4. And I remember my entire body like went numb.
Yeah, you were quaking when you came to get me.
And I was like. And I remember going, like I was sitting in class going, I don't fucking know. And then like,
that's exactly how he was.
There was a class, so the class had like a door in between the rooms. I guess they were like one room at one time. Like the teacher used both rooms, and then they chopped them into 2 different rooms. So a kid, I think his name was Walker, came over. Like, as the class was ending, he saw me, like, standing by the door, because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And he looked over at me, goes, yo, and I went, yo. I've never talked to this kid. I've never spoken 3 words to this child. He looks at me and goes, yo, did you see it? And I was like, fuck yeah, I saw it. Like, we knew. Like, we were on this wavelength of, it's happening. It's happening. And
Meanwhile, I'm
Takumi?
in a different class that has a
You're
computer
in a different class. You have
and
no
I was watching
clue
the trailer
on
the computer.
No, you didn't see it yet.
I was watching the stream, but then the stream died for me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and I was like, come on, give me the thing.
Well, I remember I had that was a computer class, or no, it was a statistics class, and after that I had drama, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no clue what I'm gonna do with myself. What do I do? What do I do now? Like, this is what I've wanted for such a long time. What do I do? Like, what do you get the man that has everything? Or what happened to the end of not what do you get the man who has everything? The end of Willy Wonka. He's like, Charlie, did you hear about the boy who got everything he ever wanted? Like, what am I doing? Like, what do I do? Where do I go from this? Like, this is it. There's a before Fallout 4, and there's a BF and there's an AF4 or BF4 and AF4. Like, this is a pivotal moment of my life, right?
Right.
I see Takumi in the hall. Remember Takumi? Shout out to Takumi. Come on the podcast. I talked to him recently. He's all right. I like him. And I grab him, and I don't even know if I had books. But I remember grabbing him, and I shook him, and I was like, Takumi, Fallout 4 is happening. And he, like, started smiling. He's like, yeah. I'm like, he's never played Fallout. I'm like, Fallout 4 is happening. It's happening. It's finally happening. And I went to my drama class, and I was like, that's just fucking the pip of fucking dog. Like, and my teacher's like, are you okay? And your sister was in that class with me?
Yeah.
And I was pacing back and forth. And she's like, are you good? And I was like, I'm very overwhelmed right now. This makes me sound like such a fucking loser. I know. But I remember we had to go down to the auditorium because we were working on plays or something. And your sister and I went the long way. And I knew what class you were in. And what was the teacher's name? The redhead.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't say her name on the podcast.
All right, Miss Ginger. That's what we're going to call her.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
No.
All right.
But I know you're in that class. I don't even think your sister came with me. I think I just ran in.
Yeah,
I ran
in.
I don't even think I knocked. I think I just went, Declan, it's happening. I was like, Fallout 4 is gonna be a thing. And like, I ran in and I was like, you need to find the trailer. And you're like, I'm trying. And I was like, I'll find it. And I think I whipped my phone out and played it.
Yeah.
And she's like, can I help you? And I was like, don't worry, I'll be out in a minute. And just like the entire day was just that. I don't remember anything.
The entire week was just that.
The entire fucking months leading up to the game was that.
That's all it was.
I went off every social media because of that game. Because I didn't want it to be spoiled for me because there was leaks. There was massive leaks of like the first I want to say 30, 40 minutes. No, there was leaks all the way up until Father.
Was there?
Yeah, because Chris Boyd, shout out to Chris Boyd, come on the podcast. He was saying that his brother had Father ruined for him. And him and his brother had played the shit out of 3 in New Vegas together in preparation for 4. And they were like, what are we going to do? And his brother found out and was like, now I can't do anything. I was so off the grid for like a month and a half. I was off everything.
I could only get you by calling you on the phone.
I was I off Messenger?
You were off Messenger too.
I was off Messenger? I think I was using Tumblr every once in a while, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I mostly followed art pages.
Yeah.
It was mostly like graffiti shit that I followed. But still, like, and part of it is my fault because I jumped on the hype train.
Yeah, you did. You went off the deep end.
I totally did. So I'm not like Fallout 4 is a great game. It is. It's a very, very, very good game. And what bothered me so much about it was I would see people that would critique it, and I could tell they didn't have the appreciation for it that I did. And I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh, I fucking smoke my fucking clove cigarettes and tell you how much I knew this band before you did. I just saw that it
didn't come from a place of love.
Exactly. It's exactly what I was going to say. The reviews weren't coming from a place of love. They were coming from a place of, this is a game that I had to purchase with money I have no prior investment. Fallout is a series that I have such a huge investment to the point where I
mean, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
that's why we're here.
Yeah, like it's something that people talk about, like, oh, I saw this band and it was such a big thing and I follow this band. Like, I follow this. This is my hobby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is, and everybody, I was listening to a podcast, I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast today with Tom Papa, and Tom Papa's going, you should have a hobby that consumes your life. You should have a soul-crushing hobby. You should have something that you wake up and go, okay, I'm going to work very hard, and then when I come home, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And, like, this is what it is. For me, at least. So, it's a good game. It's a good game. I was disappointed with it because it was a little all over the place, but it's still a good game.
Oh, yeah.
Now, to kind of segue into Puddlegate, the industry as a whole...
That was a hard segue.
No, wait. I'm going to segue into it. Wait. Can you fucking give me a little credit, Declan?
All right.
To segue into Puddlegate, the industry as an outsider is in shambles. And I'm not saying it's anything to do with the people who are making the games. I'm saying it's with the people that are consuming the games. The fact that people got upset over a fucking puddle is disgusting.
Yeah, coming from the inside, one of the worst parts...
Wait, explain why you're inside.
Because
I don't think we've elaborated on why.
Oh, I studied game design. That's like what I want to do for the rest of my life. So I'm very plugged into like game media and game culture. And the number one thing plaguing developers of all standings, whether that be AAA, indie, somewhere in between, is toxic community and failure to manage your community.
Yeah.
Because it's not only the community's responsibility to manage itself, but it's also part of the developer's obligation to manage their community.
The community's like a vagina. Hear me out.
You better make this compelling.
It's self-regulating. And if it's not
also
self-regulated...
needs care. It also needs care.
Yes, exactly. And if you don't care after it and it doesn't self-regulate itself properly, you get a UTI.
You kind of got it like 100% there. What the fuck? That's how you get ants. Yeah.
Just the visual of a woman having ants crawling out of her.
Oh no.
But like, at the same time, I understand pre-order culture, and I understand how, and this is where I'm segueing between Fallout 4 and Spider-Man, is that you have these people that were so hyped up for this product. They thought this was the product they were getting, and then they were a little disappointed with it. If you're upset about a fucking puddle, like, that's the most first world problem.
Oh, yeah.
People in Flint, Michigan don't have clean water, and you're fucking upset about a puddle in a fucking virtual world. Like, do you understand what you just said? I'm upset about a puddle. There was and how do you know if this game is as dynamic as they've been making games? Like, games are super dynamic now. Like, I'm playing Red Dead 1, and I remember when I was playing Red Dead 1, I'm like, this is a fucking dynamic world. Things interact. They show the trailer for Red Dead 2, and Red Dead 1 was not dynamic. Red Dead was not dynamic at all compared to Red Dead 2. So if Spider-Man is at all dynamic, it's probably because the sun is in a different location and the fucking puddle dried up. I mean, this is a game that took into account the physics, and I know they did this with Spider-Man 2, the original PlayStation 2 game. It took into account that Yeah, it took into account that when you swing, there has to be a building there. You can't just swing, like, you can't go higher than the buildings. You have to have a building to swing on. If that is what you're thinking of going into a Spider-Man game, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? Also, if you live in New York, you know this, and if you don't, then you don't, maybe, but New York changed their license plates within, like, the past 10 years, right?
Yeah.
There's the yellow ones, and then there's the blue and white ones. And from the footage I just watched, I was watching the E3 footage again of Spider-Man because I'm a little on the hype train for this one. The license plates are all yellow. I wouldn't be surprised if you go to, like, parts of New York and there's still blue license plates.
Oh, easily, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're at that level of detail. So the fact that you're upset about the puddle and you're gonna fucking cancel your pre-order because of a puddle?
That's ridiculous.
Like, I don't believe in pre-ordering games because a lot of games promise you too much, and then it's like, oh, they already, like, it's especially when it's like, oh, pre-order the game and you get these 2 missions.
They No Man's Sky you.
Yeah, that we took out of the game so we can sell to you for more money. And I understand games need to be more money for the industry to survive. I totally get that. But
I think we talked about that in a previous episode.
No, that's why I'm not reiterating on it.
Yeah.
I get that, but at the same time, like, don't fucking piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Like, I understand you need to make more money, but you also need to make a quality product. Don't rip out half the game and then sell it to me as DLC later down the road. Like, when Fallout did their season pass, they're like, we've never done this before. We know we're going to make DLC because we always do. We just don't know what it is. Now, I stand for Fallout. You know that. I have a fucking podcast about it. But, like, at the same time, when they said that, I believe them because they've always done DLC. From Oblivion on, they've done DLC.
And it's always good.
Yeah, and it's always good. It's always more narrative. It's always more story. It's always more building onto the world they've already established. So I was not hesitant to buy the season pass because I knew it was going to pay off, because I know it's something that I'm going to get all my use out of. When
in a similar vein, like, there's a couple developers that I really trust too, like Gearbox. I will always buy their season passes for their Borderlands games because the Borderlands DLCs are goddamn incredible.
Yeah, but I haven't played a lot of Borderlands 2, but I played the fuck out of Borderlands 1, and that game with all the DLC is I don't want to say a masterpiece, but it's a fucking solid 9.7. That game. That game's amazing. I played a lot of 2. I played 2 by myself just forever. Really? Yeah, I really like 2. It's a great game. Well, like, okay, Red Dead 2, right? The pre-order for Red Dead 2 is you get, like, I think early access to a couple weapons, right? Which is whatever. Just don't make them the best weapons in the game. They do that with GTA. Yeah. You get a bonus mission. Okay, is it a bonus mission because it was taken out of the story, or is it a bonus mission because it was fun and you couldn't fit it anywhere? Right? You get you get an exclusive outfit. Okay, that's kind of teetering on the side, but I get it. It's neat. You paid a little extra money. You got something a little special, right? And it comes with a map. I think that's the coolest part. Okay, but do you remember 5-6 years ago you'd buy a game and the map was already in the book? Yeah, that also ups production costs, though. Yeah, totally. I get that. But I have, I think, 4 copies of the Skyrim map in my house. Really? Because I have my 360 version. My brother bought it, three copies. If I buy the Switch, I'll probably, if I buy it for the Switch, I'll probably get a 4th. I don't think there's a map in the Switch version. Really? I have the Switch version, and I don't remember having a map. Well, what I'm getting at, because at that point, they know that you've played the game enough times to know the map. You've already bought it twice. Yeah. If you download it on the Alexa, you get a map. But what I'm getting at is, like, I'm going to get the special edition, the biggest special edition for Red Dead, because Red Dead 1's one of my favorite games of all time. Oh, yeah. So just like we snapped our fingers and bought the helmet editions for 76. I was going to get to that. But, like, they're also doing an edition that's $100 edition that doesn't even come with the game. It's like a lockbox that looks like a replica of the lockbox in game, and it's all metal, which is super tight. And it comes with pins. It comes with a deck of cards that has all of the characters on it. It comes with a bandana, which I might just buy the bandana separate if somebody pieces it out. It comes with a map. It comes with, like, a book. It comes with a bunch of cool stuff, and then they're doing a bunch of merchandise for Red Dead 2, like a lighter, like a Zippo that says Red Dead 2 on it. Yeah, that's cool as shit. I saw that. A stick of dynamite that's a USB portable charger. That's the coolest shit, but I can never take it on a plane. Yeah. Like, I couldn't travel with it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's still cool as shit, though.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to buy... if the lighter's like 30 and under, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, that's definitely an awesome thing, even to put it on your shelf.
Yeah, just to have.
Yeah.
But, like, it doesn't even come with the game. But it's got a lot of cool shit, but it doesn't come with the game. So, like, one video I was watching, the guy's like, I'm going to get the digital download of it and the steel box, which is cool. But
like, I honestly would probably do that.
Really?
If I were going to buy a special edition for Red Dead, I would probably buy the Steam version and whatever that cool box version is.
There's no Steam version.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'd buy a digital version and then...
But, like
that's what I'm doing for Fallout for this, for
76. Like,
I'm getting the digital version, and I'm going to have the PlayStation version because you guys are going to have the PlayStation version.
oh, wait, you're not going to play with us on day one?
Oh, I am if I have it. I mean, it's shipping to not here.
Is it shipping to your house?
Yes.
Oy.
So unless somebody comes up to get me at school...
I bought the Power Armor edition because why the fuck would I not?
It's a helmet that you
It's
can
a
put on
helmet
your
that
face.
works. Like, I'm gonna sit here with two Pip-Boys. I'm gonna sit here with my 3000 and my 2000, one on each arm, and my helmet, and I'm gonna play the fuck out of 76. And I'm like,
And you're gonna like it.
yeah, special editions only appeal, and that's what I think the problem is when they market them. They only appeal to the hardcore fan. Like, Kyle, shout out to Kyle, come back on the podcast. Hey, Kyle, again, you did a fantastic job with last week's original piece of fiction.
Shout out to Kyle.
Shout out
Holy
to
crap.
Kyle. If you haven't listened to that episode, please go back. We're very, very proud of it. So the reason why I bought it right away was just because I have the investment. I appreciate it. It's a collector's item. Like, at the end of the day, like Kyle, like what I was getting at, Kyle buys when his favorite games come out, like when Assassin's Creed comes out, he always buys the super mega collector's edition that comes with the statue. So it's like $150 and it comes with a statue. His room is just all over statues of games that he likes. So he has like an Uncharted statue. He has an Assassin's Creed statue. Like, he's in it for the culture. Like, he loves it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, I've only played 3 Assassin's Creed games out of the 45 that exist. I wouldn't buy the statue.
But that's just not your thing.
No, it's not. But if they made a statue that was, like, say they remade Fallout 1, right? And just say that the statue pack came with Killian Darkwater, the Master, and Gizmo, right? Just to pull the first 3 people that come to mind. Or no, not even. Comes with Tandy, Killian Darkwater, and the Master. Like, those are 3 little figures that it comes with. I'd fucking buy that.
Oh, yeah, because that's your thing.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't market the special edition to everyone. Market it to the hardcore.
And I feel like that's what they do.
I think they try, because I don't think there's a lot of people out there that are buying, like, do you remember Modern Warfare 2's, like, Ultra Deluxe Edition?
I do not.
It came with night vision goggles.
Really?
You know why I wanted that? Even though I was playing Call of Duty, because everybody was playing Call of Duty, you know why I wanted that?
Because it's night vision goggles.
Because it's night vision fucking goggles.
I mean, that being said, on the track of night vision, did you happen to catch that Fallout 76 comes with a fucking glow in the dark map? It glows in the fucking dark.
And you know what? You know what else is, like, really cool that we all noticed?
What?
I think we've mentioned it before, but I don't want to say retconned, you retrofitted all of D&D 5th edition to fit Fallout.
I have. It's one of my favorite portfolio pieces.
It comes with miniatures, like little mini figures that are all Fallout. Like, and if 3 of us bought that, then we have miniatures now to play Fallout D&D with that aren't just the troglodyte to fit in for ghouls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives it another real world value. I'm not upset with pre-orders. I'm not upset with pre-order bonuses. Like, remember Mercenaries 2?
I remember it, but I don't remember what it would have came with.
Mercenaries 2, I loved that game. It was the second game I ever bought for my 360. It came with a beanie that was the Mercs logo.
That's cool.
Like, give me something physical. Give me something that I can hold on to and go, hey, look. Like, I don't wear that beanie anymore because it doesn't fit me, but my mom does.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's just a black beanie. My brother, when he was little, even wore it for a little while. See what I mean? Like, it gets
cool.
passed on. Like, it's something that you have and you enjoy. Like, I have a shrine in my room that's just Fallout.
I mean, yeah, shrine's the right word.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say shrine's a bit much, but then I realized it's a shrine.
No, I like this shelf is like $600 worth of memorabilia.
Yep, that's
on
shrine.
the midnight release of Fallout 4. I spent $80 on figures. Maybe 80 is a little much. I think it was like 60.
Oh, easily.
Merchandise. Like I bought another game that night, essentially. Like I'm looking at it now. I have
You
my
gamed
Pip-Boy
yourself.
edition. Yeah, I played myself. Like I have my Pip-Boy edition. I have the Lunchbox edition. I have a New York Comic Con exclusive Power Armor figure with no helmet that you got me.
Yeah.
I have the fucking Kyle. Again, shout out to you, Kyle. Got me a laser rifle replica, like a 1/16th scale replica that he found at like an antique shop, and I gave him the money for it. I have 6 bobbleheads. I have props. I made a thing of Fixer and Mentad's Nuka-Cola. Like I made Buff Out. I made Rad-X. I have a jar of caps next, and inside the jar of caps are used tanks of jet. Like that's where my helmet's going.
Yeah.
That's where my fucking Pip-Boy 2000 kit is going. Like this is, I didn't realize how big of a fan I was. Like I'm actually like
until you started a podcast about it.
Yeah, like I'm saying this and I'm like, I'm a little obsessive. Like I even have a newsboy hat. I even have a newsboy hat on the shelf. Like I wear that hat and it's on the shelf because it fits with the era.
Yeah.
The only thing that I have that isn't on there is you bought me at New York Comic Con. You bought me the soundtrack to Fallout 3 on vinyl.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't have on that shelf because it's in my record collection. But like, I don't know. I have a lot of appreciation, I think is what I'm getting at.
But do you know what I have appreciation for?
What do you have appreciation for?
For Shane Ivers.
I was gonna say, is it the one, the only Shane Ivers?
It is the one, the only Shane Ivers. He created Feather Duster. That is our intro.
Wait, hold
track.
on. Stop me if I'm wrong. But did he create Feather Duster?
Why, yes, indeed.
Wait, Feather Duster, the intro song to the podcast Atomic Radio Hour, hosted by Vince and his co-host.
I mean, are you just stealing my end card bit?
No, I was kind of playing it up.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I said a line, and then you would say the line to him. It was like, I'm saying it.
Sorry. So tell me about Shane Ivers.
It would be the lovely, the illustrious, the ever-talented Shane Ivers. For he is the composer of Feather Duster, our lovely intro track. So, I know what you're thinking. Where can I get that intro track? And I'm going to tell you, it's at www.silvermansounds.com/free music/Feather Duster.
Wow.
Absolutely astounding.
I'm a little wet.
Do you know what else is astounding?
What?
Your Twitter.
My Twitter? Do you really think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, if you'd like to find my Twitter, you could find me at the Boogans. That's at all capitals _Boogans on Twitter. But what about you, Declan? Where can the fine folks at home find you?
They can find me at Declan_Bean on Twitter.
Now, where can they find the show?
The show, I mean, it's a little bit cryptic, a little bit hard to follow, but it's at Atomic Radio Hour.
I'm sorry, one more time, that's at
Atomic Radio Hour.
And what social media sites is that on?
You see, we have the Facebook, we have the Twitter, we have the Instagram, but
And that's all at what again?
Atomic Radio Hour.
At Atomic Radio Hour?
Again, astounding.
You wanna close up with any final thoughts there, Declan?
My final thoughts are that I just love the familial bond that we have.
Yeah?
You're like a brother to me.
I was gonna say that I was gonna go get some onion rings, but you're cool.
No, what else is about family?
Tell me.
It is our hit show, Nuclear Family.
Ah, it is. It is, in fact. That was a decent segue. We're bringing it back, folks. I hope you guys liked Dixon last week. Again, shout out to Kyle. You can go back and watch that episode of Dixon by itself if you'd like. It should be up on the channel by now. We're gonna do more of those, but it takes a lot more to do because it's 3 people writing on it and it's longer. So
It's a lot of editing.
Yeah, it's a lot of editing, it's a lot of recording, it's a lot of being in the right place at the right time. And now that all 3 of us are in different places, we're not right next door to each other. I would go to Declan's house and Kyle was a few blocks away. It's going to be a little harder to produce those, but we want to bring them back. We want to make them big. We want to make them a big part of the show. Nuclear Family, we're gonna try to do more regularly, but again, it's me and Declan, and it's a lot of me recording and writing and editing that. So we're gonna try to bang it out as best we can, and we hope you like it because we love making it.
We absolutely love our shows.
So take it away, me.
Nuclear Family, brought to you by the fine folks at Atomic Radio Studios. Jimmy's on his way to the park to meet the fellas. Big Mike said that he had something very important to show to the gang.
Oh boy, that looks like Abby.
Howdy, Jimmy.
Hey, how you been, Abby?
Oh, just peachy keen.
Did Big Mike tell you that he wanted to show us something today?
Knowing Big Mike, most likely it's gonna be about food.
Gee, Abby, it sure is funny, but he made it sound pretty important.
Yeah, he said he got it from his brother.
I just hope it's not another copy of Picket Fences that he likes to use to look at the ladies.
Oh, look, it's Simon.
Hey, Simon.
Hey guys,
Do you know what Big Mike wanted to show us?
I might. I sure hope it's not another dead body.
No, I doubt it. We've already seen all the dead bodies within a 5-mile radius.
Hey,
Petey!
did Big Mike
Daddy wanted to show us something.
show us something? Yeah.
Oh, look! There's Big Mike coming on down now.
How could you miss him? He's huge.
Hey, fellas, and lady fella.
All right, Big Mike. What did you want to show us?
Hey, keep your voice down. I don't want to get in any trouble.
What? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I got something from my brother.
Big Mike, please. The anticipation is killing us.
All right, just keep it down. Looky here.
Is that?
Oh, no.
It can't be.
Mike?
That's right, fellas. It's Chet.
Jesus fucking Christ, Big Mike. You can't just fucking whip that shit out in the middle of the park, man. People bring their kids here and shit.
All right, Jimmy, chill out. So are we gonna do this or what? There should be enough for all 5 of us to take a hit.
The fuck? No, I'm not gonna do chems.
Don't be a fairy, Jim. Take a hit. Yeah, man. My folks do jet every week. They say it helps them deal with the stress of the modern world.
Abby, you aren't gonna do this, right?
Yeah, I guess I will. Ghouls don't really get addicted to chems, but we kinda feel the effects.
Yeah, Jim. Don't be a fucking pussy.
But what if my folks find out?
Just lie.
It's
Look, Jimmy, if you want to act like a baby, you can go play in the sandbox.
All right, look here, you fat fuck. Don't talk to me like I'm Garrett.
Ben, hit this. Hit this shit, Chief.
Let's do it, Jimmy. If you hate it, then it's over with. You never have to do it again.
All right. Whoa, guys. Am I supposed to feel like this? Fellas, I have a sudden urge to look at a painting or pet a cat.
Wait like 15 minutes, and then the hunger will kick in.
Yeah. Wait, what's going on?
Wait, I don't really feel different.
Woo.
Am I melting? What? Is anyone's shoes talking to them? Anyone else's shoes talking to them?
Hello, James. It is I, your left shoe.
And I'm your right shoe.
Are you happy, James?
Well, I mean, what does it mean to be happy?
James.
James.
What?
James.
James.
What?
James.
James.
What?
You're going to die one day.
Huh? What? No? Huh?
Jimmy.
Huh?
Jimmy!
Oh, jeez, Abby. What's going on? I'm so scared. And I'm so cold.
I'm not really sure. I've been following you for like an hour now. You got fixated on your shoes and started to mumble at them.
Oh, Christ, Abby. It's only been an hour. Felt like a week. I'm so drained.
Jim, you're the only one that's freaking out.
What?
Yeah, we just kinda sat around and listened to holotapes, and Big Mike brought some snacks.
Jimmy, dinner time.
Oh, hot fuck, Abby, what am I gonna do?
Jimmy, chill, you're freaking out.
I'm not freaking out, man. You're freaking out.
Just act cool and I'll walk you home, Jimmy.
Oh, okay, cool. Thanks.
Oh boy! It looks as if Jimmy's gotten himself into one bit of a pickle. How will he handle his family dinner? Will his parents realize that he's been experimenting? How will his parents react if they figure him out? Is Miss Smith making red roach meatloaf for supper again? Find out all the answers to these questions and much, much more on the next episode of Nuclear Family.
Atomic Radio Hour Podcast.